I don't know if you guys remember, because this is what we're working in on. I did this quite a while ago with Manda regarding, I think we did it as a prop even, for, you know, just for taking photographs, staging, that's what I mean. And I decided, well, I've been doing lots of research and stuff on journaling, and I decided that I needed to, I know I've got another one on, I've got 2 others on the go actually, but hi Marie, I wanted to have a go at one of these, and you'll see why. Now if you want to have a go at one of these, you need to find a book that's properly stitched in signatures, not just glued in. You need to find signatures, and then you need to find the signatures by finding where the middle centre stitch is of each section, and start removing, like there's one there. So you start removing a few pages every time you want to work. Hi Mary, hi Chris. So this is what I've been working on this morning, and it's not quite finished yet, but there will be a YouTube, here's my grandparents at the bottom. It's an image transfer going on there, and it says, angels are watching over you. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that I'm doing in this book. So we are doing an Alice in Wonderland one today. So I just wanted to show you how I start off. So I've removed several layers, and then I have stuck several layers together using matte finish. So once I've got 2 pages open, and they're both solid pages now, that have got 2 or 3 pages either side, I've then torn and stuck magazine pieces all over to give it my backdrop, first layer of texture and colour. Okay, yeah, noodles flying around in the background. I've no idea, Fiona. Then I have stuck gesso, very chic gesso, all over the cover, and then I have shut them together, jiggled it around, opened it, and it's given me this delicious texture. Now as you can see, on top of it I have done some raised stencils with textured paste, again faux chic, and done some random diamonds. This is an image transfer that I put on yesterday because you need to put them on, so we need to get that off, and that will reveal that. I have done this is actually quite a sad picture of the Mad Hatter. So my quote says, madness isn't always fun, because I think we always associate the Mad Hatter with being fun. So I should chop that up and put that on in a bit. I've cut out a keyhole on this side, so I have prepped the next page too. Whoop, drop the words. And I've just started her a little bit. This is the Queen of Hearts. And she's going to be able to be seen through the keyhole. Can you see? How fun is that? And then I've got, which I've just dropped on the floor, off with her head. Hi Carol. Carol, I didn't have time. Could you put a link up to the club for me, please, in the feed? That'd be really cool. So this is what we are doing today, working a bit more on this page. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move the camera down so that you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to talk to you guys while I'm doing it, and I can see your messages on my laptop that I've got in front of me, okay? And if you haven't shared the feed already, guys, please show me some love. This is probably going to be my last live this side of Christmas. Hopefully you can see that now. So I am going to start with, what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with putting some colour around my Mad Hatter. So let's get me a brush. I'm going to do this in quite thin layers. Hi Shaz. And obviously I do not want this to go over my picture, but it is going to pop out those diamonds. These are so much fun. They're actually quite a lot of work because you have to keep coming back to it when it's dry, but that's okay. I've just popped a book in the back here. I'm just going to turn the music down a little bit. I've popped a book in here so that this paint doesn't go on the page underneath. For once, I'm not wanting contamination. Ha ha ha. So, not even that worried that it's darker on one side than the other, that's fine. While it's still a bit damp, I'm going to use a bit of cloth. To blot it. Gives me lots of super yummy texture. Loving that. Right. Got some nice texture going on there now. Hi Barbara. I'm going to make a start getting rid of the back of this picture. I put it on the night before using matte finish. You can use Mod Podge if that's what you've got, if you're not in the UK. Now this was actually an inkjet printed, so this was on my normal printer. So I do have to be a little bit more careful with it, because it's a little bit more fragile than if it was a laser printed one, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. You just have to be a bit more careful. Now we've had exciting things going on in the club this week. We now have, if you haven't seen my post below, an events calendar. So all the members of the club are able to upload all the events that they are involved in up to Google, basically, because it's on my website, so it's available for all of Joe Public to see. And that includes online lives, workshops that they're doing in their local areas, craft fairs, whatever events they're doing, and whatever topic they're doing. And it's well worth going to have a look over, because I've already started posting what's coming up in the new year, so you can see what's coming up, what you can have access to. Some of it's public, some of it's for members only, but gradually all of our members are going to be adding, as they start planning their new year, the events that they've got coming up. So we're going to have a whole platform of plethora, I think is the right word, of all the crafty events and lives that are coming up, so that you can make sure you don't miss them. It's a really cool feature that we've got going on in the club. And for those of you that don't know, we've also launched this month an affiliate program within the club as well, so that if you are a member and you get other members to join, you get a kickback. That's just a couple of ways of extra marketing, extra promotion that we're doing for everyone involved. But there's lots more. So hoik on over there and check it out. That's my technical term, hoik. Just sort my messages out because the feed's not gone. So it's starting to reveal my Mad Hatter. Now my Mad Hatter, this is not my image. I will put in the link, credit to whose picture it is. I didn't paint this. And I quite liked it. I liked it for its sketchiness, but I liked it because it depicts the Mad Hatter in a way that you don't expect to see him. You always expect to see the Mad Hatter having fun being complete bonkers. And I thought sometimes we are a little bit the mask behind the face. So it'd be good to see the Hatter in a different light. Hence my quote, madness isn't always fun. You know, this year's been quite a lot of mental health issues, raising money and awareness, so this is just my one last of the year plug to it. Right, so now I kind of know what he looks like. I can get on with putting some colour and stuff in. So, yeah, that's my stencil brush. I'm going to put some Mirage in, but it's very watery because I'm going to blot it again. I just want to blend him in a little bit. Where's my bag? If you've only just joined, please share the love for me, guys. This is my last live of the season because I really must get my tree up. I just haven't had time. I've got to pack up this room for my son to come home. I'll do a little bit this side to match. Okay. I've got all these fun ideas for this book. One of my ideas involves, if you want to save up and have a go, is going to involve eggshells. So I've got one eggshell saved, but it's going to involve probably 2 or 3. So you can get involved with that. This has arrived in the post today, which I'm super excited about. It's Tim Holtz, lots of people, and I'm going to do a family page. That should be cool. Right, I'm just going to dry this off a bit. Right, what I'm going to do, if I can find it, yeah, this is my diamond stencil, and I'm going to use it as a template to go back in over some of those diamonds and colour them up a bit. Got some dried up paint here, let's go in with some white instead. There we go. So I'll place the stencil over where I've done the raised stencil. I'll show you close up in a bit. So that's just one, yeah, that's. I'm going to get some red Lorelei in it as well, I think. Give us the traditional Alice colours. I could obviously have just painted it without, but I think it's much quicker using it like this. Maybe one more there. There we go. Quick blast with a dryer so I don't smudge it. So So I guess we're all hoping for loads and loads of art presents for Christmas, and on Christmas Day we're all going to be posting. Look what I got! I won't. We have a no presents policy here amongst hubby and me. Seems a bit overrated, Christmas. We get each other stuff during the year when we want it. As you guys know, we are still waiting for Mark's next op. Looks nice with the red. Looking good. Oh, I'm quite loving that. Look at that. No, I think I'm going to have to do some mirage as well. I'll just do the mirage and then I'll show you close up. So you've got a little bit of the red in it, but that's okay actually. Totally started to pop that page out. Okay, and one more here. There we go. See what difference that's made already. So as he's started to dry, which is perfectly normal, it's faded out again, which means that there's still backing on it. So I'm just bit at a time. Because it's fragile, because it's an inkjet, if you just kept rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, you're more likely to just take the image off. The original image off, and of course you don't want to do that, so it's better just to let it dry, even use the hairdryer etc. to dry it, and then go back and do a little bit more gentle. So I'm going to you'll see me carry on doing that throughout. Right, just going to grab me, oh no, the words are here. Sorry about that. I think George has just arrived home from school. Just going to dry this off. Yeah. George got all excited. I think I got it from Stencil Studio, this stencil. I shouldn't imagine they're too hard to cut. He's got a cutter. So I need to work out where I'm going to put my words, and I've stuck them onto a bit of card just to give them a bit of oomph. I'm just going to work out where I'm going to put them. What do we think? I quite like the fun over there. Maybe always fun. No, I prefer it like that. Right, so I use the Stays On ink pad, if I can find it. Was there? Where are you? Oh, completely vanished. Dog must have knocked it. Crazy Town. That was so here. the dog has knocked it over. So it stays on. Again, it's stone grey. It's my colour of choice. And what I do is ink up the edges just to age it a bit. Sometimes it smudges a bit on the paper, especially if it gets on your fingers, but I think that's okay. Kind of goes with the vintage look. So even if it takes out a little bit of the word, it doesn't matter. I think it's... And now I've lost the word fun. I'm doomed, guys. I'm doomed. It's on the floor. Yeah, it does. I'm going to go around the edges of the main page as well. These might need some stronger glue, but I think for the sake of just showing you the look, I'm going to stick it on for now. I do love my Alice. Hi Claire, how early is it? Dare I ask? You're about 6 hours behind, aren't you? This is my fun journaling book. Although this quote says madness. I've got those words back to front. Nobody's told me. Nobody's told me. Isn't always fun. There we are. So I'm going to use the same ink pad to go around the edges of my pages. Again, just adding definition. And you can see the pick stick's not probably strong enough. This stays on ink is brilliant because once it's on, it doesn't smudge it. I've just got a normal lead pencil and I'm going to just go around the edge of my key and use my finger bit on it to smudge it. It just brings out the definition. There. And I'm going to do the same around the diamonds. Get my finger. It's just a normal soft pencil. I think you agree, it really adds to defining it. Texas. Hi from Australia. Hello, Australia. My goodness. Is it the middle of the night there? So I'm really loosely, as you can see, scribbling. My picture of my Mad Hatter needs popping out again in a minute. Don't worry about that. See, if I didn't have a StazOn, I could have used this around the edge. It's just the StazOn's a little bit darker. I'm just going to wet my finger. Can you see, like, it darkens up quite a lot once it gets wet. And I like this scribbledness of it. It does not want to stick. I'm sort of sticking out after. I'll show you that close up. Thanks for sharing, guys. So can you see the difference that the edge makes around it? So there's my Mad Hatter, who is starting to fade out a bit. So I'm gonna just wash, because I've got lead on my fingers, which won't help. Just give another rub, pop him back out again. Once I've done this a few times, I'll put some matte finish on him, and that will keep the pop out. But I've got to do my best to get as much paper off as I can. Leave him as that for now. Just going to quickly dry off again. I thought it'd be really fun to have the Queen of Hearts the other side. So I've roughly drawn her in, and the red and the green that you can see are Tim Holtz Distress crayons, and they really are like crayons, and they go on quite waxy even, and they're quite fat, and you don't have to draw them colour it in carefully. You can just sort of get a little bit of colour in the middle, and then as soon as you add water to it, you can spread it. It turns it into paint. They're really cool. My only complaint is that you have to buy, you only get 5 in a set. So you end up having to buy several sets. I think I've got a 3rd set somewhere. Yeah, I have. To get all the colours. But you know, they are really, really cool. So it depends on whether you're up for the investment. So I'm going to carry on and finish her in a minute. But first of all, I'll get some background colour on here. And I'm going to use Lorelei for that, which is, as you know, my dark red. So I'll put the book behind it again, just because I don't want to contaminate the page underneath. It's just an old magazine. And once you start putting on your washes of paint, you really see the purpose of the trouble you took to create texture underneath, because it really pops it out. I might even cut her out a little crown to sit on the top. I probably should have done her separately afterwards, but I wanted to prep for today so that you could see what was happening. The idea is that we'll be able to see her through the keyhole. And again, while it's wet and loose, juicy Lucy, I'm going to blot it. With my rag. So although she's the Queen of Hearts and she's obviously green, I want her to stand out, so I'm going to go in with a bit of my green. It wasn't even particularly dry, that's okay. She's back! Yay, get sharing. I'll catch you up in a sec. Guys, I think this is going to be, well, it is going to be my last live before Christmas. The next one I've actually booked in the events planner. And if you want to see where that is, if anyone's on that can put a link to the club or a link to the events planner, you can go over and have a look what I've got planned for the new year. The first one I've got booked in on Facebook page is the 2nd, and we'll be doing something to do with eggshells, I believe, although I haven't actually written that in. I haven't committed in case I get too excited and have to do it before the 2nd of January. So again, I'm blotting. It's so cool. You've got like this whole mixture of red and blue and green even. So before I'm going to go over my diamonds in the same way, but can you see all that yummy texture? It's just, whoa! Thank you, Carol. My diamond. So that is, I hope for you, those of you that are watching, that if you haven't already joined my club, that you will consider joining us very soon. It's a great place to be, whether you are a hobbyist or actually wanting to take your creative business to the next level. We've got exactly what you need for whichever case scenario you are. I think personally we have the best deal ever going if you want to stock a paint, because there is no massive outlay at all, literally at all. You can buy as much as you want or as little as you want, as often as you want, and I don't think there is a single other paint company that offer that. So if you are new and just getting off the ground, just wanting to tiptoe in, it's perfect because no one's going to chase you for massive initial amounts or repeat orders or anything like that. But if you're just a hobbyist, I say just a hobbyist, it's how I started out, painting furniture for fun or to sell. Again, if you're in the Magical Palace, you can get this paint at 40% off. So you don't even have to be wanting to sell it to be able to get it cheap. And on top of that, you get all sorts of discounts. There are other people within our club that retail and stock other brands and other products and are offering amazing discounts on them to club members. So if painting, both art or furniture wise, is your thing, or crafts, we are definitely a place to be for you. check it out. Well, some people sell these journals, Carol. Some people sell them for extortionate, ridiculous amounts of money, to be honest. But yeah, they are. People do them for different reasons. Sometimes people do them as memory, specific memories, tributes to. So, for example, if you've had a baby, you might want to do one for your baby or for someone else's baby. Some people do them as mixed media, as trying out different techniques, putting different ideas together and making it kind of a piece of artwork in its own right, because by the time it's finished and you look back, it's quite hard to actually even shut these books because there's layers and blocks and all sorts of things going on in it, and you'll see that as this progresses. So each page can be a new theme, a different idea. You can literally do whatever you want, but it's about being creative, experimenting with colours and texture and energy. I think by the time this book's finished, it's going to be full of my energy and just trying out ideas in a new way. I'm just going to add a little bit of water. So I don't know if you were joined in at the beginning, Carol. I'll show you the other one that I've done. Hang on, let me just dry this off quick. Hi Tanya. Obviously, if you have an idea that really works, you can then go on and work on a canvas page in a similar way. But I did this page earlier today and there's a video coming out of it. This is an image transfer of an angel, beautiful image transfer. And the picture at the bottom is of my grandparents, and it says angels are watching over you. So there's a script text going on there with some textured paste, another bit of the image transfer there, but a real nice sort of vintage piece in memorial. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know that was my nan and my granddad, but so that's that one. And then this, for those of you who have just joined, is what we're working on today, is my Alice page. So we've got a Mad Hatter who still needs a little bit of paper taken off the back. And it says madness isn't always fun, because he's looking a bit sad, but through the keyhole is obviously the Queen of Hearts, which I'm working on now, so we're going to carry on working on that. Just a bit of fun that you can actually just see it through the two pages. These pages are really stiffened up. I've taken out several pages of the book in order to be able to then stick pages together. So as I said, I put the Tim Holtz crayon on. You saw me doing it a little bit, and I didn't put it close up to the edge because it's quite a fat crayon, but as soon as you add water to it, it turns it into paint. They're really cool. I've used these to colour in on IOD stamps as well, and they work really well because you just put a little blob of colour down with the crayon. I should imagine they last forever, and then you just add water to spread it, and you get really quite a decent. You can make it washy if you want. Obviously I've gone for solid, but if you wanted, I've done some signs and stuff using them, and I've used a much more washy effect so that it doesn't look so exact. Now I'm going to use my lead pencil to just bring out the detail in her, and I'm not going to smudge this, otherwise you won't see the detail. This is just a normal soft pencil. You can look these journals up on Etsy. There's lots of ideas, and there's lots of journal Facebook groups. I'm a member of quite a few now. Lots of inspiration, and obviously there's several on YouTube. They are enormously popular for people to just sit and play with an idea, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So around the diamonds, I'll use the same pencil, but I use my finger and wet it up a bit, and it will smudge it out, make it look quite, just defines and pops the shapes a little bit, I think. Yeah, I think her head definitely needs defining. This is her. She might require a cut-out stick-on crown, but for now, can you imagine how much fun your kids would have doing something like this? Grandchildren. Just, we could have a challenge of a page, a theme, and everyone do a theme. Everyone do their interpretation of that challenge, whatever it is. I thought that might be a really nice idea for the new year. If you're going to get a book, you go to the charity shop, pick one up, make sure that it's got threaded signatures in it. Doesn't work if it's just been glued in. So again, do that around the keyhole. I'll show you what I mean by the signatures in a minute. This book is actually upside down because when I designed the front I got it wrong. Doesn't matter. So it really darkens up that. It's even got a bit on there, but that's okay. We don't mind. I'm very tempted to see what happens. I kind of want it a bit darker. I don't want to smudge it in my fingers, it'll go everywhere. Just adding water with a paintbrush. Right, let's get my quote. The other one I dropped on the floor. Here we go. Obviously, off with your head. Off with her head even. You can actually download the Alice in Wonderland font. the randomness of it. Off with her head. Yeah, I should put it there. This is the day for losing things, I think. That might be one thing that's fallen off from the floor. Okay. Yep. I'm not even sure if it needs a little bit of gesso just to lighten up some areas. I like the grungy vintage look to it though. Off with her head. Right. I'm going to use that pencil again to emphasise around the outside. Okay. Right, so that's all emphasised. So now what I'm going to do is go in with my Posca pen. You're all mad here. So we're going to have some hearts. Because she's the Queen of Hearts. Might even do a second line around some of these. This is like the doodling stage. This is where we try to make it all pull together and pop. How cool is that? Right, I need her to pop. So I'm just wetting my finger around the edge. And I could have used a Posca black pen, but I kind of just like the smudginess of it. And then I can use the Posca pen for the detail. She's got these. That's better. It's all trial and error. I didn't really know what this would look like when finished. She's got a little heart mouth. Little heart necklace. Yeah, she pops more now. And even though these red was wax crayon, this Posca pen is just going over it effortlessly. How fun does she look now? might do another line around the outside of the words. I'm going to do a hanging heart there. And might do on this side too. So that's her that side. You can still see her through here. And it says the word fun underneath her, which is quite cool. I'm going to use the pen in the same way to pop. And the last thing that is for me to do is to finish off this image transfer. I hope this has got you a bit enthused about having a go at something so fun. And it is a little bit, well, what you're going to do with it. Well, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to touch it and I'm going to feel it and I'm going to feel its energy and I'm going to feel its fun. And I'm going to smile. That's what I'm going to do with it. Yes. I'm not surprised, Louise. I looked at it this morning. This is why I rang and asked you what colours you used. Because I knew I was doing this. So, it's again faded. So for all of you that are watching, can you make sure that you have ticked like or love under the comment, because it helps the feed go further. Right, I'm going to just go in with my matte finish. Now he looks a bit dark and dreary here, I'll be honest, but I might again, once I've sealed that, use the Posca pens to pop him out a bit more. So I'm just gonna, and that is gonna smudge it's smudging the pencil, not the pen. So I'm going to leave that. That's because the pencil's fragile. That's okay. So what I'll do is wait for that to dry. I'll probably put some wax on it instead of matte finish. So here we are, here's today's fun project. Let me see if I can do a little bit on him. Yeah, just hit like. And hit like or love if you're watching. It just helps the feed spread out a bit more. Thank you. And if you haven't shared and you feel like you can, that would be really kind. Sometimes what I've done with image transfers, if they haven't come out as well as I'd hoped, is literally go in afterwards and just paint in or draw in, as I am here, just some of the details to help this pop. So I'm literally using the guidelines of the picture to just pick up where to put a bit of colour. And don't forget, I've got matte finish just underneath this so it will protect. And because I've got so many layers and I've got gesso going on, textured paste, they all make this a really easily paintable material. So it's not all gonna bubble up. If you want any of these products that I've been using today, it's all paints, are all Fairy Chic. And the gesso and the texture paste are Fairy Chic too. You can get all of that on my website. Plus quite a variety of art and prints. Not too late for Christmas, I don't think. Sent a picture off this morning. First class, it should get there. There. I think he looks better now, if not a bit miserable. There we go. I hope you think that looks a lot better now. It's popping, isn't it? She could, I don't know if she needs eyes or not. I'm not sure. He looks loads better. That, you saw how quickly that was, just following the colours that were there. And then obviously there's this super fun off of the head on the other side. It's fun, isn't it? Isn't that fun? So guys, let me just lift you up. Oh, thank you. It is just fun, and cutting out pictures that were already there and sticking them on. But how much fun could you have with a book like this? Now just remember, if you do, this was my front cover, my upside down front cover, and I'm going to do a bit more work on it, but that is a photocopy of an original little art piece that I had with an iodine mould on the outside to frame it, and I've got some colours, but it's got a bit scuffed, so I'll probably have to do something with it before I finish. It's got a raised stencil at the bottom, but it's upside down. I was having a mad moment. So if you want to get one of these, you need to make sure it's stitched so that you can find a signature is basically a section of pages, and each section will have been stitched in. Yep, that's a section there. So what you would do is you would get a page from each side of that stitch and you'd pull it out like so, and another one from each side. You need to do this at each section. So you pull it out, and you can save it, you can use it another time, don't worry. And another one. So we're going to get 3 out, at least 3 out. Each time we're going to create a new page. So we do that. And then what we do is we stick 3 pages together using matte finish, Mod Podge, whatever you've got, that side, and 3 pages together that side. And that gives you 2 really solid 3-page pages. And then what you do is, let's see if I've got it, cover both pages with that's torn up bits of magazine. I've used same colour on different colours, you know, different colours for each page, but it gives me themes. It's actually a furniture book, can you see? But it doesn't really show. I've literally used it for colour, and I've just stuck it on with matte finish all over. It's every stage is giving me colours, giving me texture, and also giving me strength to the book. So really worth doing. And then I've put a coat of gesso over all of it. Hold them together, give them a little tap and a rub. Open it up and it will give you a really lovely texture. And then I've dried it. Now that's my starting point. And then I've started, as I have here, putting on more textured. This one has got textured raised stencil, and started to put on layers of paint and images and so forth. So that's the process. Obviously this one I prepped 2 pages. This one in the middle is only 2 pages, not 3, so that it was easier to cut out with a craft knife. But this is a 3-sider as well. Okay, so that gives you the starting point to have a go, have a play, show me what you do, and in the new year we are going to take off with some real fun projects through this book. I've got some really fun ones planned for you. So I hope you'll join me. Have a fantastic Christmas. Thank you so much for all your support this year. It's been an amazing year. I hope you will consider joining me in the club. It is a lovely place to be. It's my favourite happy place. I hope you all have the best Christmas and stay healthy and stay well and get over all your lurgies and get all the presents you want. And I'll see you in the new year. Thank you so much. See you later, guys. Bye.